we're running at, what is it today? We're at 24 degrees, and I think a lot of you will think it's a heat wave. So it is. It's all very relative, I'm sure. I can't imagine what it's like right now in parts of the East Coast and Canada. And, my kids are in New Zealand, down south, and it's summer there, but it's also 12 degrees Celsius as summer. So and they're finding it pretty warm. So I think, as Lisa said, I hope some of you are feeling warm where you are. I'm sure it's warm in the Caribbean, so we're enjoying the same climate, I'm sure. She did mention that we're in the middle of a bull run. Bitcoin, I think, was 34,000 when we spoke last week. It's now 39. It hit 41. I think it's edging back up to 40. It's probably going to keep going up. It's maybe made even less than you might have made if you were holding Tesla stocks. I mean, that's rather epic, I must say. Again, it's very hard to say what's going to go on with the stock market, but with crypto, I think with the experts in the business and all the different calls that are being made, I speak to people who run exchanges, who are holding large crypto funds of several thousand BTC each, and everyone's expecting crypto to be somewhere between, as I said, I think published numbers are about 180,000 by year end, but many of these people in the know that are actually dealing with the coin expect it to be somewhere in the region of 400,000. So that's a 10x gain from today. Very much like many of the stocks that all of you experienced this year, right? In 2020. You've had lots and lots of 10x gains, 16x gains, phenomenal increases. I think a lot of this is the result of money being printed, and it's odd. I know there's a backlash against money printing, right? It should technically devalue your currency, lead to inflation. All these sorts of negative economic actions should occur. But for whatever reason, the US dollar has held steady, and all the money that has been printed has been adequately absorbed into the economy, at least via equity markets. So it's an unusual scenario. I think economists today cannot understand and cannot tell you whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing. But again, we're 10 years on, 10 years or 12 years of printing, and it seems to be going right. The economy seems to be hot in all sectors, but primarily in tech. So maybe the two areas that we should keep focusing on, if you're in the traditional trading, then stick with the tech stocks. It's very hard to go wrong with that. Tech is ruling the world, and by some subset, we're involved in crypto, and crypto is a very, very good space for all of us, as we can see. Now, I received a call, I think, during the week, talking about members who are a little bit concerned that some of their uplines are moving on to other projects. Now, and again, one of the things, you've got a little bit of, what's the word for it? Stealing, right? You've got, even I'm getting messages from different members, who are saying, hey, I've got this good platform, I'm forming a group, come join me, etc. I'm getting all these invitations, as I'm sure many of you are as well. We get lots and lots of members who try to post programs that they are getting involved into our Facebook group, but at least we've got some little degree of control, and we don't really allow it to happen anyways. So at our end, remember, this is a bit of an anonymous platform, right? Ezytrx is such that there's no KYC needed. We don't need to know your names, your phone numbers, your emails. None of us can spam you or scam you. So that's one of the beauties of this program. But at the same time, we want to stay in touch with everyone. We want to keep all of you informed as to what's going on. So that need for communication is also there. So it's a bit of a conundrum for us. That being said, I must remind all of you that your upline doesn't matter. I really don't matter. I can't affect your business. I can't cripple it. I can't, I can't decide to go below you and steal your members, etc. Those are things that just don't work in a smart contract like this. And all of you have to be concerned yourselves about your own business. You have to build and you have to multiply and bring in as much sales as you can on your own. You don't really need anyone's help. You don't need to worry about what people above you are doing. Everyone has to just have the same focus. If you remember, we talk a lot about upgrades, right? And if we very simply look at a simple number of signing up 10 members, right? And 10 members come in with, Tron has gone up. I think it's gone up 20% in the last 1 or 2 days. So it's somewhere in the region of 33 cents or 3.3 cents. So it's going well for us too. But assuming you open one step, right? And that's $33, $34. And you now bring in 10 people. And so you brought in $340, for which you make approximately $170, which is not bad, right? But just remember, if everyone upgrades, what actually happens? You've actually brought in $600,000, which really means you've made $300,000. So the number is quite important. If you look at the program that you have in front of you, often, we miss what's right in front of our face. And Ezytrx has been designed to be effective in ensuring all of us can earn a spectacular income. It's not small by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a smart contract, which really means a system that does the work that ordinarily people would. A management team, administration team, etc. Their job is to collect your money, decide what they want to do with the money, and then pay you. That's the traditional method. And in an instance like that, what happens is, they choose to pay or not to pay, depending on how much money has come in, etc. And all kinds of factors come into play. In Ezytrx, nothing matters. It is an automated system that redistributes based on the commission plan that is already created. So you have no fear of this not working. You don't have any fear of it slowing down, or your upline chooses to do something else, or someone is trying to steal your members. I spent a lot of time in India, and for some reason in that market, everyone's feverishly involved in networking, but it's kind of networking in a very rougher manner, in that everyone has no qualms about stealing somebody else. So when you call for a seminar or an event, and you host 100 people, 500 people, everyone's going around trying to change phone numbers and get your contact details, and then they go back and they say, "Oh, I've got leaders from India." So this stealing of names is rather commonplace, and I think Ezytrx avoided it to a large degree, in the sense that we've been built in the middle of a pandemic, which meant nobody can travel. Everybody was in a lockdown, and so events were few and far between. As a result, very little stealing and poaching and that sort of thing could happen. And we've respected all the leaders, in the sense that we build your support based on your group and only your group, and we don't mix the groups. We don't mix people. We don't allow any of this poaching to happen. We don't encourage it. But nevertheless, there is some leakage, and it does happen. People call me, they call Nadeem, people have called Ken. Every day Ken gets 5 calls. People call Lisa, and they try to win you over. So here's the thing. Again, this is a automated system that allows you to make money. It's been built and it's been deployed. If you maximize this plan, you will make a lot of money. And the people that you bring in, you can rest assured and feel confident they will make money too. And because everything is paid instantly, nobody's going to blame you or grab you by the collar and say, listen, you cheated me. You introduced me to a company that is closed. I think you can set that aside as one of the main strengths that Ezytrx brings to you. Safety is, I think, invaluable, really invaluable in our business. You've heard many members who've had 20, 30 years experience in networking, and they all love the plan for its safety, for its efficiency, and for the reward that it pays. I mean, no plan pays you 50% plus 5%, clean 55% instantly for bringing people in. That's a huge reward. But I also get that it's easy to get sidetracked, and you've been doing this for some time, and it is a working plan. People have to work. It doesn't automatically pay. It doesn't say, now that you're in, don't worry, we're going to be paying you 20% a month. Just sit back, kick back, relax, and we'll produce this profit. Now, this 20% a month promise works out to 240% a year. I kind of want to touch on this because the thing that members understand today is the smart contract, right? And they feel Ezytrx is safe, and everybody feels safe. So if someone says, oh, we have a plan on a smart contract and we're using a decentralized app, a D app, and we're on DeFi, decentralized finance, and because we're in all these spaces, you're all protected. That is just a whole lot of rubbish. It is not true. You will not be protected if someone says we've got a smart contract. You've got to be very clear with regards to what that contract does. You've got to ensure that you find someone who can understand it, or you ask questions until you're satisfied that it is really a contract that is genuinely safe, that does protect you, that does account for 100% of the money. Now, if the contract says, put in $100 and we will pay out $30 in the contract, and we will take out $70 and we will do something with $70. Whether we take out $50, $60 or $70, and we will make money with the $70. And with this money, all of you will get rich. So you just sit back and we will pay you a profit. Now, if we can't pay you a profit, then we won't pay you a profit, right? So, there is that disclaimer anyways. So what does that mean? It means that this sum of money is taken out of the smart contract. It cannot be put back into the smart contract and redistributed, if you think along those lines, right? So be careful when you're out there and you're studying the different plans. And the numbers that you have to pay attention really must be the numbers that are promised to you on a daily basis or a monthly basis. Someone said, I want to pay you 1% a day. It's nice. I mean, I'd love for someone to say, I'll pay you 1% a day. And honestly, for 10 days and 50 days, they may pay me, provided there is new sales coming in. It's all economics. You can't run away from the numbers, right? If you bring in $1 million in sales, then you have to bring in $2 million in sales the following month, or else you cannot pay 30% to the $1 million that have come in. Or you take in $1 million in the first quarter and $3 million in the second quarter. Those are the numbers that must at least work. Now, $1 million in the first quarter means $300,000 a month. $3 million in the second quarter means $1 million a month. Then that pays 30%, but it also has to pay commission. So on top of the ROI, you have to pay a commission to leaders, and leaders expect to get cream on the top. And the cream they get is a referral fee. Referral fee is about 10%, 15% in some instances. So 30% in commission in ROI, 15% in cream that they have to pay, which means it's 45%. And then the big leaders get an overriding of 5%, 10%, what they call water money. So that becomes 55% in payouts. And then you have management fees, salaries, a team that has to operate this. You have the cost of building a program, and on and on and on. So really, for every dollar that comes in, $80 has to be spent. 80% has to be spent. There's no escaping this, because no network is cheap. And that's why they try to bring in millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. I know many platform owners who've taken out 2 billion, 4 billion from the market. To take out 4 billion from the market, you pay out 1.5 billion, and you walk away with $2.5 billion. That's a lot of money. You know, many of these people can buy buildings. They can buy swaths of property, because there's a lot of money to be made. So you all have to bear this in mind. You all have to understand the numbers. And I think the easiest number to understand really is Apple, right? If you look at Apple, I mean, it's one of the world's largest companies, right? In terms of its valuation, and for 2020, Apple made somewhere in the region of, I think, 5% over what they made last year. So there was an increment of 5%. I think the year before that, they were 14-15% below 2018. So, you know, even if Apple, as profitable as they are, struggle to increase profits on a yearly basis, you've got to understand, how is it some random company that claims all kinds of, you know, I've got 5-year history of profits and 3-year history, and I've got great traders, and I have a wonderful robot that can make money every single day. How can they really do this, right? How can they make 300% a year? Apple makes 20%, and it is one of the most profitable companies. I mean, your iPhone costs $300 to make, and it costs $1,200 to purchase, right? There's a huge margin on their brand, because, you know, they're a great brand, but they still make a profit of 20%. So do bear this in mind when you're looking at the different programs. It's very important that you don't get sucked into something without being fully aware. You know, that reality and hype, you know, must match. Otherwise, you're throwing good money after a program that may sink you. It doesn't mean you don't participate in it, right? You can participate in anything. You know, there are lots of attractive things out there, but go in early if you really have to. That's one of the basic rules. Exit quickly if you can. That's another rule. And you know, try not to be around when it collapses, or at least take your capital out plus a little bit of profit. Otherwise, you'd have just wasted your time. So kind of, you know, I want you to at least pay attention. You know, I want you to be careful. All of you have made money in Ezytrx. It's easy to see. And as I said, try to put some of that money in the crypto market. I'm not a maximalist, as you know, played by Lisa in that video, but I'm clear about the numbers. Now, I have some decent background where the blockchain or where crypto might be concerned, and other people are strong in the you know, in trading in regular stocks, right? I've got a good friend who he'll research a company and spend a month researching, and then he'll put in $5 million, and then he'll walk away with 4 million or 3 million or sometimes even 6 million in profits, right? So then he'll take out $11 million. That's safe, you know, but he also puts in 5 million with full understanding that he's willing to lose the 5 million. So, you know, understand yourself and your own risk level, assess yourself, you know, be true to yourself, and study the various programs before you get into it. And ensure that you really understand whatever it is you might want to be involved in. This really was what I wanted to just chat about today, because again, you know, just coming from the call that I had and the worry from you know, the members that had spoken to me, They fear that, oh, my outline's doing something, or they're trying to steal people. Um, the best thing you can offer everyone that you work with, if you have a small team of 10 people that you signed up that are direct under you, spend your time to educate them so that they can go down and educate the people that they brought in. And that's the gift that you can give them, right? Because you already know this is a safe platform. Nothing changes, nothing can be different. It has performed well, and we're all grateful for it. I'm grateful for it, and we should continue to use it if you can. Continue to build the platform if you can. Get your people to upgrade, because all of this means additional money for everybody else. You remember, everything that you build with the same culture and the same mindset. Whatever you encourage them to do, they will encourage their downlines to do, and so on, right? And that positivity is kind of what you want to be building with everybody. Now, I've had a rudimentary question posed to me several times, even by big leaders, right? And one of that question, or that particular question was, what happens if Nicklaus doesn't renew the website, the Ezytrx website? On that subject, I heard that someone had copied Ezytrx.com to promote some other program. So please be aware of that when you're out there. Don't go to the wrong website. This sort of thing happens. This sort of thing happens all the time. So hold on, I'm just getting a message. Right, okay. So what we were planning to do today is to get onto the smart contract on Transcan directly and educate you as to how to use it. Now, Safraz, you're going to maybe have to ask Lisa to share her screen, or if you can share her screen. Please, help everyone understand how to walk through the smart contract and just how to open an account. Just do that first, and later we'll produce some other videos and explain to you how to actually use the smart contract directly. That's really important. And I say this because the website really doesn't matter. If the website doesn't exist, the contract will always be there. It'll be there in perpetuity. So if you understand the contract, remember, all of you have the contract address as well. As soon as you log in, right at the bottom on the left, that last link is the link to the contract. It's not given to you for fun. You can take that, you can enter the contract, and you can add people to your downline directly. You don't need the website. So as long as you've got a basic understanding on how this works, you'll have no problem whatsoever signing up other people, even if we don't renew the contract, the website. And mind you, there's no reason not to renew the website. I think it costs, God knows, it costs $20 a year or something. It's not expensive to renew a website. But the website is merely an interface, like a window, to help, give you a visualization on how to sign up. But in reality, you can really do this directly, and it is for some people. If you're IT skilled or adept or whatever, you'll find it much faster, much more efficient to sign up directly in the contract. You don't have to wait for a page to generate and so forth. So that's kind of where, or what I wanted to share with everyone today. I want you all to please take care of yourselves. Please look out. There's a question here. If the person you sign up,
Hi, Nick.
Sign anyone. Hey, Safras, will they lose their fund? That's a good question. I want to answer that question first. Give me a second, Safras. The answer is yes. Yeah. Will someone, if you sign someone up and they put in $30 or $33 and then they choose not to work, will they lose this $33? Yes, they will lose it, right? Because it's paid up. 100% is paid up, and it's paid to 10 levels, and it's paid instantly. So the second he opens the contract, the second that very second itself, you can say he's lost the money. And he's not going to get an ROI, and he's not going to be given free money, and he's not going to be able to rely on spillover to earn, because there's just too many lines, when you go down the system. So by the time he gets any spillover, it'll be months. So the answer is yes. But what are we saying here, right? One of the things that Herbalife had to endure, right? Herbalife went through a period where Ackerman was trying to destroy the company, and in attempting to do that, he said that this model of multi-level marketing cannot exist in perpetuity. It will have to close at some point, and therefore, if it closes, it is a scam. And as you understand, Herbalife sells products, right? And they make money through the system, and everyone in the network, all the way up to the top, earn referral commissions and overriding and ranking bonuses, all the way up to the top. This is how multi-level networks work. And Herbalife's number one argument, the main argument, was that we can never run out of people. We are never going to get 8 billion people on this planet signing up in Herbalife. And therefore we can, by theory, never run out of people. Now, if you say, if you then look at Ezytrx, we're a subset of Herbalife, right? Herbalife is nearly a $10 billion company, so it's not a small entity. We are not going to run out of people, and we are very clear that the system requires you to sign up 2 people if you want to, at least recover the money that you put in, and provided all of you follow the same steps. If everyone followed the same step to the end, everyone that you have signed up gives you 55%, 110% for 2 people, 440% for 4 people, over 1,000% if you sign up 10 people. That's what the system does. And again, we say, right, and I repeat this all the time, if you open a little shop to sell coffee, then you want to make sure people come in and buy your coffee. There's a price to the coffee, right? They pay you money and you give them the coffee. Now that money that they pay goes towards your rental. It goes towards paying your staff. It goes towards your marketing costs. And so there's always a cost to business, but you need fresh business to keep coming in all the time. Otherwise, don't open the coffee shop. You can't open the coffee shop, have 2 people come in and buy the coffee, or have no one buy your coffee. Then you've just spent money building a coffee shop. So Ezytrx is the same business. You have a little franchise. As soon as you open your ID is a franchise. Go out, sign 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, whatever number you can, and make sure that everyone that comes in understands the same thing. Everyone has to work. This is a working plan. This is not a money is going to fall from the sky plan. So please understand that. That is really important. And if people come in and they open that account, then they've opened that account with full visibility that this is how it works and this is what they need to do. You cannot, all our material is clear. And if they see any of our material, if they join and you share our website, they share the sign up documents, and they go to Facebook and they are part of any of our groups, they're in Telegram, they will see all the material and the videos and everything that educates them and tells them exactly what Ezytrx is. There is no con involved. Do not also con people when you get them to sign up. Tell them the truth. This is how it works. It is a working plan. Come in and sign 2 people up at the very least, because the business depends on it. Your income depends on it.